Hi everybody, this is Jo from Carry Out Healing and I'm here with your new moon messages. And this new moon will be on June the 29th, the early hours of the morning in the UK, and it's the new moon in Cancer. So I've got my Moonology deck and we'll just see what the cards want to tell us. I do know that there have been big themes of life purpose and soul mission coming through, and I'll be doing a video for the full moon about life purpose and soul mission, but those themes I think might well come out in these cards today as well. So let's see what this new moon phase has ahead for us. Okay. And we've got two interesting combination of cards as well. So the first card that came out is the full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. So we've just had that full moon a couple of weeks ago, which was a super moon, so it was really powerful, and it was just before the solstice as well. And what it feels like is, especially with this being a full moon here, there's been a big wrapping up of insecurities. So you are good enough. It's like we've come to realize that we are good enough just as we are, and just learning to shed anything which tells us otherwise. And so we're in a phase now where we're able to start acting and thinking and creating differently because we're free from those negative thoughts and beliefs about ourselves. So we've always been good enough, but it's just those unhelpful thoughts and beliefs, albeit unconscious, but it's those things that hold us back from our purpose and from our mission. And so when we leave those behind, we're then free to get on with what we've actually come here to do. So when we incarnate, we choose what it is that we want to do beforehand, and we can feel very disappointed if we don't do that. And we might not be conscious of that either, but we can feel out of sorts and out of place if we don't do what we're here to do. So this is a really good sign that we've been able to shed enough now so that we can start doing what we've come here to do. The second card that came out is the full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. So we've got two full moons there, so strong completion energies. What do I need to say about this one? Because I feel like I've already said what I needed to say about completions, about letting things go and letting insecurities go, letting blocks go. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, which is all about new beginnings. And so although we've got the completion energy of the full moon, Aries is the start of a new cycle, and a cycle for taking action as well. So I'm going to go with, this is kind of the completion and the new beginning. So we might feel, actually, with this new moon, we might feel a little bit stuck or in limbo. In limbo is the best way of putting it. We might feel a little bit in limbo because we've just completed something really massive in terms of letting things go. We might not be fully aware of that yet, and there's new stuff that's just about to start that we're able to start taking action on, but again we might not be aware of that, so we can feel a little bit lost in that gap in between. And that's what I'm feeling with this card. So if that's how you're feeling with this new moon, please know that you're supposed to be resting. So where we feel like we're in limbo and we don't know what's coming next and we don't know what we're supposed to do, then the chances are we're probably not supposed to be doing anything. And it can feel a little bit weird because we've really been pressured and pushed, especially with the energy, with the eclipses that we've just been through. We can feel like, oh, what's happened? Everything's stopped. You haven't done anything wrong. There's nothing that you need to do. You just need to rest and allow things to integrate. Because then the two cards that we've got coming through next are, this is why I said it's interesting, we've got the new moon in Aries, so we've had the completion energy in Aries and then the new start energy in Aries. So it's like a double new start in a way. And then we've got adjustments are required. And I've been feeling this too, where we have limited ourselves or where we have taken action based upon those faulty beliefs that I was talking about. in the past. It's kind of taken us off on a little bit of a detour. It's led us in a direction that we probably weren't really supposed to go, and has brought us slightly out of alignment with our mission and our purpose. So while we may have thought that we were taking action on what we were supposed to be, and we were, but we were kind of skirting around the edges of it rather than heading straight for it, straight for the target, so to speak. And so we need to adjust our approach now. And this is certainly true for the downloads of information I've had from my own mission and purpose over the last couple of days. We need to make some adjustments now on our target. Where are we heading? Are we heading in the right direction? Are we doing it in the right way? And this might not just be about purpose and mission. This could be other things too. So take that little bit of limbo time to rest. Maybe you'll get some information incoming then, but what these cards together suggest to me is that we need to wait a little while before we get some of the answers that we might need. And then once we've got those answers, we're going to need to course correct. We're going to need to make some adjustments. So enjoy the rest, because actually it's going to be full on now as we head towards the Lion's Gate. The Lion's Gate is always a really high energy time. So the build up is usually massive, and then there can be massive fallout from the Lion's Gate. So please enjoy the rest. For the Lion's Gate, I'm holding an event exclusively for my Cariad community members. So if you're interested in joining us for that, please have a look at the link in the description. Okay, so I feel like I need to take one more card just to finish off here, but I feel like there's something that's been left unsaid. Let's see what else wants to come out. So we've wrapped up a really old, yucky, quite negative cycle. We might not be fully aware of that yet. We might feel a little bit in limbo around the new moon, but that's just a chance to rest before new information comes in and we can start making changes to the direction that we're going in for a new start, a new chapter. I just want to take one more card to go with that. And this is very interesting because we've got the Virgo energy. I didn't mention the Virgo energy before, but I probably should have, and that's why this has come out. A time to give rather than take, the new moon in Virgo. So we've got the new moon in Aries and the full moon in Aries, and we've got the new moon in Virgo and the full moon in Virgo. So Aries is that fiery energy, and it's a good initiating energy for getting things started. Virgo, on the other hand, is quite the opposite actually. It's very stable and solid, grounded energy. So what this is telling me, Virgo is a very perfectionist energy as well. So I think actually what this is saying is we're not expected to be perfect. We already are perfect in spite of and because of any flaws that we might perceive about ourselves. So this isn't about making ourselves perfect in terms of getting rid of the negative beliefs. It's where we hold unhelpful thoughts about ourselves. So feeling that we need to be perfect is one of those thoughts that's unhelpful because it's not possible and actually it's not true. Virgo is also concerned with health as well. So watch where there may be some insights around health, whether that be mental, physical or emotional well-being. So there may be some information that comes in around those kinds of themes this new moon, which will help you to be energized for that new start. So really pay attention to looking after your health. New moon in Cancer. Cancer energy is a really nurturing, mothering energy. And it's also concerned with childcare and looking after children. So maybe we need to nurture our inner child too. We need to nurture ourselves. There's a lot of divine feminine energy coming in here as well, with the Cancer energy and the Virgo energy. Lots of divine feminine energy, balanced also with that masculine energy. So it's about balancing action and rest, trusting our intuition, looking after our health, making those adjustments. There's lots of things all converging all at once. And so taking that time at the new moon will give us the space to integrate what we need to. So we might feel like there's nothing really going on the surface, and we might feel a little bit frustrated by that, but actually the impression I get is that there is a lot happening underneath the surface. So allow that to happen underneath the surface, and then the sprouts will start to show a little bit later on, perhaps around the full moon time. So I hope that's been helpful. I'd love to see you at the Lionsgate event if you would like to join us, so please take a look at the link in the description. Enjoy the new moon, and I will see you next time. Bye.